Hey, welcome to Thirsty Amigos. Thanks for joining me on this episode. We are continuing part 2 of Reese's Pieces of the Patron bottles, the standard line series. We are going to be covering the second part of all these bottles that we haven't seen so far, and then covering some of the main line up here that have the full ones, the newer bottling, as opposed to the originals we just saw in part 1. So let's just get to it because it's a long episode. Hope to see you at the end of this video. All right, let's get started. Salud. All right, on these two bottles, these are the last ones that are part of the Siete Leguas run. So these are going to be the last ones that hold the tequila made at Siete Leguas. From here on out, it is now switched over to their new distillery that they made not too far away from the Siete Leguas distillery. Actually, it's in the same town and everything, just down the road. And so this bottle I have on the left is 2,057,082. And then over here, the last bottle I have, the highest number bottle I have, is 3,054,487. Or 487, sorry. So that's a million off almost from each other. There's a million bottles in between these two. On these bottles, they have the same labels on the front. They've kept it again. Anejo 100% CRT. Everything's the same basically. So these are just the end of the run, keeping the same. It's interesting that they still have the gold versus silver. If you look through the bottles, you can see that the gold versus silver. And same with this one. These are kind of unique. If you look at the Patron label at the bottom, this one on the right is gold. This one's silver through, but both have the gold trim on the back side of the 100% de agave. On the back here, the labels are the same again. Large. They went, like I said, they went back to the large barcode. Same barcode number throughout. The font on this label is just a little bit more thicker. So they made it more bold, to equate it to something that we're used to, hitting the bold key for typing. And then this one's a little bit not as bold. You can tell it's a little bit thinner. This one's a lot more crisp too. So those are the differences in this one. They both have the Patron on here, and you can see this one has the thing right there for the O, the Patron. And then on this one, we actually have part of a lot number. It looks like November, NOV, and then 02. So this is from 2002. So this bottle was made in 2000. So toward the end of 2002, basically. And not to say that this is the last bottle made. No, by no means. This is the last, like I said, this is the last bottle I have in my collection at 3,054,487. So they could have went higher up. I do not know the last number that they went to. So if you have a bottle in your collection that you have been saving or whatnot, if you could tell me if your number is higher than that, let's see how high we can get this. Let's see if they went to 4 million bottles, because I do not know the production run from Siete Leguas. But yeah, let's see if we can get that. If you ever see, or if you have a friend that has one, have them check it and put it down in the comments below. Let's see how high we can get this. Okay. All right. So that is those bottles. The last of the Siete Leguas. And now we have the first bottles from the new distillery of Patrons. So now they have moved from Tequila Siete Leguas. They said they couldn't keep up with their production, so they moved it to their own. They wanted to step up production, but Siete Leguas said no, so they went to their own distillery. They built their own distillery. It took them a while, though, to do that, from what I understand. And these are the first bottles and labels from there. So on here, too, you can see that this is a bluer bottle versus a greener bottle on there. And if we look, well, let's look at the numbers real quick, too. All right. So on these numbers, I have one of the first ones is 66,540. So that is the lowest one that I have from the new distillery. It's 66,000. And then the highest one I have, well, I shouldn't say it. The highest empty one I have the other ones were full. They're obviously way higher. But the highest empty one I have from this collection that I have is 266,032. And if you look, they have the same certification of hand bottling label that they've had from the other one. But they've obviously, I'll show you in a second, they've obviously taken out the 1120-1 off of it. Back labels, these are the same, even though there's a lot of difference between them. The barcode is now shrunk again. We are now shrinking. And up here we got Patron. They still kept tequila on both sides, which is funny, 100%, but it's real close to it. Anejo's down here, patronspirits.com. So now we have a website. That's something we have not had go on the other bottles from Siete Leguas. Yeah, the government warning now, it's part of the gold background field. And something we're going to see on the front, but we don't see on back here. This is one solid line of gold trim going around the label. So it's angled. And they both have a Patron logo on the side embossed. You can really see the difference. This is a lot bluer. This is a lot really faint green on that one. If you look at the tops, you can tell. And on here too, so now we have a lot number. And if you look, let's look at this one first. See if we can see it. So we have a lot Anejo. I'm going to put A-N-E as an Anejo, obviously. 041003. The date code on here is October 28th, 2003 at 12:42. Not sure if that's AM or PM. So that is October 3rd. Sorry, October 28th of 2003. So almost a year from the last one that we had from November of 02 did this one come out. So that's the date on this low one at 66,000, okay, of 03. So in 2003, at some point, they cranked up their facility and started putting these Patrons out. On this one, this lot number at, what was our number on this one? 266,000. So about 200,000 more later on, has a lot number of Lote Anejo 141203. So this one's 041003. So this is probably from the first batch of Anejo. That's probably from the second batch. I do not have a date on this one. I do not see one anywhere. That's just the lot number. That is it. Okay. So let's go to the front label. We see, but just between these two, there's some differences going on. So on the top, we'll start at the top. That's the most noticeable difference. The one on the right, well, let's see. The one on the left has the typical solid one band, right, 100% de agave. This one they changed. They embellished it a little bit. Now it has a double ring, double band, double border right here. Still angled, but they've added the thinnest line on the inside to class it up, I guess. It looks better with a double border. And they also did that with the first one. So maybe both of these have the double border on it. So maybe they did not get these in time to be able to use them. So they had to use it. Either they used them up and then they got these in, or they didn't have them in and they had to use those. But either way, this is going forward. They have the double. They kept that theme throughout. They did make the inner border thicker as they went along, so you could see it a little bit better. And then going down to the Anejo is on both the front labels, Patron registered mark. The embellishments are both the same. They kept that since they got the B, and the B looks the same. Now for our bottles, we have now added to the left side of the label NOM 1492. That is the NOM that the distillery that Patron has. That is their NOM number. They own that one. And then Patron Mexico, Solo Importer, that is the same newer zip code. They have the 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. So those are the same. So those labels are exactly the same, just these two up here are different. It's funny that when they started out, they had to use the old ones. And then if we bring in the 3 million one, you can see, let's look at the side label. Let me get these all in here, sorry. There we go. If you look in there, you can see that the size is the same of the label, height-wise and lengthwise. They did make the number abbreviation smaller on the new ones compared to the old one. It's a bigger font. They've centered the certification of hand bottling on it. They were able to do that because they've taken out the NOM 1120 on this one. They're able to move that out of the way, and then they just centered it. It looks better this way, all centered and everything without the NOM number on it, because the NOM's on the front. You don't need it there again. It's redundant. But I do like the label. It looks good. This new person is now, man or lady, is doing the certification now. So our old couple that we had, people that were doing it at Siete Lagos, are no longer doing it there. I guess they didn't transfer over, unfortunately. So that is the side label. The back labels, as you can see, are different. The barcode's way huger from the last one from Patron Siete Lagos Patron made. The government has the white background so you can read it. 750 mil. It looks like the almost the same. The font looks a little bit bigger on the new ones. Reserva del Patron Anejo is gone. Patron has been shrunken just a little bit from the original. And 100% Puro de Agave is on there. They just shrunk the font a little bit. Solo Importer, Martine Spirits, all that is gone. And they just now have Anejo and the website. So those are the big differences right there. As far as bottles and everything, it looks like they kept the same mold. This Patron, if you really let's take this one out and slide it over. These two bottles really look the same. They have the same looking size and wavy defects in them, if you want to call it that. So those look almost the same. I'm trying to look if we put them where the mold marks are, like that. So those are very similar. So those are the bottles that are coming out of the new Patron distillery with Patron Tequila in them. So this is tequila produced Patron. I think no one has said that they were using leftover Siete Lagos tequila in the new Patron bottles. I think they ran dry, and I believe that's what created the mystique around Patron was the, hey, can't find it anywhere, where is it? And so the legend grew, and it was good. If you've had Siete Leguas, you know they make a fantastic tequila. So I can only imagine what a Siete Leguas made Patron would have tasted like. It would have tasted fantastic. So, all right, so that's the run of the bottles from the first one. Let's look at that. Let's see, 2 million on that one, and then on this one we have the 100 and let's see, where'd it go? 154,000. There it is. You can see the differences right there. This one's very hand blown. The punt on the bottom are different. They did a pretty good job keeping the overall shape though, not too bad. But those are the two differences in the bottles from the very first that I have to the very last one that I have. So those are the bottles, oldest to newest. There you go. All right, guys, next we're going to look at some of the oddities from this Patron bottle collection, still on Añejos. Some of the oddities that I have, the colors and some of the shapes and stuff like that. So let's check those out. All right, welcome back now to some of the unique looking bottles and oddities that I have found collecting these Patron bottles. So this one has baffled me for a long time. If you have any information on this one, please let me know, because of all the bottles that in that collection that I acquired, there was like 150, let's say 150 bottles of Patron bottles in there. Not one of them had this, what is on this one, Del Patron. None of them, you can see that right there, Del Patron is what this bottle says. Unfortunately, I got this on an eBay auction because I saw it for like $5 or something like that, and had no stickers. It came with no stickers on it. The Ponce, so it is one of the newer bottles. It's not a hand blown, it's in the hand mold, because it is nice and smooth, and the punt is not real small. It's kind of large compared to the Sum. So I can kind of get it in the area, but I have no year for it. But I don't know if this could be the Silver, the Reposado. I don't think they did the Reposado until they went to Patron. I'll have to double check that. Don't quote me on that one. But if you have any information on this Patron, or if you have one that says Del Patron, let me know. Show me a picture, because I have never seen one that says Del Patron. It's kind of cool, really unique, really. I'm going to call it rare, because I have never seen one that said that before. Even all the countless pictures and all that stuff I've seen, I've never seen one say Del Patron before. So any information, please send it my way. I appreciate it. Okay, so going forward with some of these other bottles, we have, I'm just picking these random from the few I have. There's not very many. There's only like 9 of these that are different. So going through this one, this bottle is really blue in color, if you can look at it, and the punt on the bottom is really small, really well defined on here. But compared to some of the other ones, like this one, it's a lot smaller. You can see. Yeah, this bottle's a nice blue hue to it, and it's from the Siete Leguas. So I have one bottle in here that's from the Patron distillery. All these are going to be, I'll let you, the last one I'll put up will be the Patron distillery, but these are all going to be Siete Leguas bottlings. So yeah, so you can see it has the see-through label on it at, let's see, where are we at here? 1,566,863. Our good buddy SL still signing those off. So yeah, so these are all going to be mostly for the bottles and stuff. So this one's a nice blue hue. If I bring up the one I just had, This one is super green, and maybe together, there we go. Maybe side by side you can tell how green and blue these really are. But yeah, the camera doesn't do it real justice, but it's like a nice, almost 7-Up bottle looking green. So that one really stood out. And this one, yeah, nice and blue. So that's those two. Like I said, the punt on this one's really small. This one's about the average size of some of the bottles that I've seen. So that's the blue and the green one. On one of these older ones, this one has like a green hue, but almost, and the camera, I don't know if it's ever going to pick this up because it's hard to see. It has an iridescent sheen to it, which is pretty cool. And then this is one of the older ones. The punt is really deep in there. It goes way in there. You can see how far in it goes. And it's got a lot of surface, a lot of bubbles on it too. You can see real bubbly in its makeup. And it's one of the older ones. Also hand blown. It's under $1 million, 749,000. So there's that one. This is the other one that's got like a nice sheen to it too, iridescent look. I don't know if it's coming off in there. Let's see if I go a little bit back, but no. So that one's at 715, so a little bit earlier. But the punt on that one is not as big. It's not as deep. It's more average. But yeah, the punt on that one goes way back, and it's really huge. You could fit this one inside of it, basically. That's how big it is. Not as many bubbles on this one on the right, either. But these two, if you looked at them under normal light outside, they have an iridescent look. Iridescent, if I could say it right. This bottle right here is ugly. Has a lot of bubbles on one side, and you can kind of see that. They kind of stop right here, and that's a little bit more clear. And that goes a little bit more clear there. That is really hard to read on that one. I can't read the date on that lot number. But this is like a real ugly brown color when you compare it to, let's compare it to the green one. See if it can come through. But it's a real ugly brown on this one compared to the green. So yeah, so you have a brown. I don't know what kind of glass they were using when they were making that one, but not the prettiest bottle on the shelf. When it was full, the Anejo would have kind of hid that color, but as an empty bottle, it's not pretty. On this bottle, at where we at? Still see at the latest, like I said, 2,246,666. A lot of sixes in there. This one is a really shallow punt, but there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of bubbles on this one, which is going to bring me up to my next one here. You can really see all these bubbles. And that, where would we say 2,224,000? When you look at it next to this one, maybe that will give you an idea how many bubbles are in. Look how it looks like it's a seltzer. There's so many bottles, and look how clear this one is. So this one's really clear, and it's got a greenish blue hue to it. But yeah, I think that's kind of neat. This bottle had the most bubbles I've ever seen in there. If you're a glass blower, if you know why that phenomena happens, why they have so many bubbles in it, let me know, please. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, so between these two, where is this? That's a $2 million bottle, 2 million count. This is a 2 million. This one's older than this one, but this one right here, yeah, it's real. All right, let's say goodbye to the bubbles. Bubbles, if you know, you know. This one's real clear, real nice looking bottle. Actually, it had a lot number on it too. I don't know if I can get it in there. It's smudged. The printer ink they used did not hold up, but maybe it wasn't meant to hold up either. The punt on the bottom is nice and smooth and industrial looking. So that's that one. This is the last Siete Leguas bottle I have. If you look at that one, it's really blue. This is the bluest bottle I have. Compared to, where was that one? That was blue. That one was semi-blue. This one, you want to talk about blue. It's really a beautiful bottle. It's a 2 million bottle, 2,056,000. So what they used on that one was really blue. Let's see, here's green. So this one's really super duper green, and that one is super duper blue. So they really look cool together when they're side by side. So I try to display them like that. But yeah, that's really cool. And they're kind of far apart, but yeah, it's really interesting the glass, what glass they were using at the time to make these bottles. I'm sure it was all recycled glass, and it shows on a lot of these. Like I said, that brown one. Let's bring that brown one in. let's do it. There you go. Oh, let's go to the Patron side. There we go. That kind of gives you an idea. That brown one really stands out as brown. But yeah, that's a pretty cool picture right there. Green, blue, and brown. Different shades of glass that they used. That's really cool. All right, the last bottle we have is from Tequila Patron. And then this is one of their early bottles too. It has that in there. But it's pretty clear, but it has a lot of shapes on it. And it's from that same lot number from that I had earlier also. But if you look at it has a lot of angled parts to it. So this is early on in the mold life, the life of the mold, because it was still really defined on what the shape was. So when they made that mold, I wonder if they handmade it, because if you can see, when I would turn it right here, you can really see the waviness of that bottle. It's really cool looking compared to, like, let's see, where'd that one go? Right here. You can see on the Siete Leguas bottle how clear, or how smooth, sorry, apologize, how smooth it is along the ridges compared to how wavy and hand shaved it looks. So that's pretty cool little feature that these bottles from Patron distillery, when they started making Patron at their own distillery, the bottles, they must have got some new molds. And it's really cool looking that they did that. All right, guys, so that is all of the bottle collection that I have for these. I hope you like those little oddity ones. They're kind of cool, kind of cool to see some of the stuff that came out of the bottle making for the Patron. Salud. We are going to go over some of these newer bottles I have in my collection. Some of these are still kind of old though, so when I say new, I mean in the last 7 years I've probably got some of these. So we can start with this one. This is Patron Silver. These are all from the new distillery and Patron, sorry. So this will be really quick. There is the number. This one on this particular silver is now 8,869,000. Wait, no. Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm way off. 88,694,508. That is insane. Wow. Okay. So you can see they have a nice, they still kept the tequila on both sides of Patron and shoved 100% pure agave right underneath it. I just don't know about that. But and the barcode's larger now too. So there's that one. There's silver. Next is Reposado. I have some old Reposado bottles, but you can see the color has changed now. Looks good. get in here a little bit. You can see, nice golden color. Has the hang tag Reposado. They all have the Patron side. And actually, this one looks like it's from 2019. The lot number. I don't know if that'll show. And there's the on the back, which is funny. They have the 100% pure, and they put Reposado on that one. That's Reposado. Then what we've been talking about the whole time is the Anejo. Here is the Anejo. Nice darker color. The labels, yeah, like I said, has the double border. This Anejo is 6,700,756. So if you look at the last bottle I had of 2 million from there, they've kept the same size. Well, no, it's a little bit longer actually. The label, they're a little bit longer in length, or wider, if you will, as you're looking at it. And they've changed it a little bit, yeah. Some of the wording on there is a little bit different. Back labels, they've definitely changed it. It's more pronounced and a little bit bigger. It looks a little bit bigger, not by much, but a little bit. And lot number on this one looks like it's from Anejo. No, I can't tell. That date on there might be 17, from 2017 on that one. But the lot number now on the Anejo is 005. We'll call that 0710. We went from 14203. So that is the Anejo. Let's look at the color differences on them. You can get an idea. And then, of course, the Blanco. So that's pretty cool. See the color differences. So there are those. Okay, next are the... Well, next one is Patron did a special program where you could get your own barrel select. I don't know if you can see that on the top. You can get your own barrel select from your store. The Patron label, but here on the side, this one's actually from Davidson Liquors. The barrel type was Alier, and there's the lot number. This was barrel 25 that they picked, and this is bottle number 195 out of 372. So they got 372 bottles out of that barrel, which is pretty impressive. And then going along, this is newer on the market, this is the new Patron Anejo, or Extra Anejo, please forgive me. It has a really dark label. It's not gold anymore, so they changed it for this one, which is pretty cool. I think it's the first time they changed besides the silver. And on this one, this is number 21,121. And if you look at I don't know if that will ever be able to show up. This looks like it's from 2017, I think. There's a lot number. I don't know if it'll show up on there, but you can see how dark it is. And this one, Extra Anejo. And they got the Soul Patron, the Soul Porter, all that info on there. It's pretty cool. So that's the Extra Anejo they came out with. And then they have some more Extra Anejos. I happen to only have one of the three. They have a 5-year Extra Anejo and a 5-year Extra Anejo. They have a 7-year, which is this one that I have, 7 years. And then they have a new 10-year Extra Anejo. So I would love to get the 5-year and 10-year and then taste them against the 7-year. The 7-year just looks delicious. You can see on here they have a special label on what this is, number 8,598, and PSM did the hand bottling certification on this one, and the back label's black with the gold embellishments. So you can kind of see that. So I gotta hold that angle or it disappears. So it looks pretty cool. Extra Anejo Patron 7 Años. And this one looks like it's from 2015. This is when this one was made. It's really hard to make out the... I don't know if that over comes through. You can kind of see where it is. So that's that. So let's look at those real quick. So there's the 7-year Extra Anejo. Here's the regular Extra Anejo. And then here is the regular Anejo Barrel Select. So those are the two. Or two different ages, but expressions. But this one's obviously a 7-year Extra Anejo. This one's regular Extra Anejo, or excuse me, regular Anejo, Extra Anejo, and then the 7-year Anejo. And you can see the difference in the colors of them. Really went dark. And that 7, can't wait to try that one. And on the 7-year, while we have that special bottle here, something really cool about it is that they made this bottle to mimic the original bottle. Let me find... I'll get the bottle that had the largest glass top. So they made it to mimic that one. It was like all their Extra Añejos, 5, 7, and 10, I should say, pay tribute to the original bottle, which is this one here, which, you know, they did pretty good. It's more not that one. I would say it's a little bit further out, or a little bit newer, that they were trying. What they did, they went to the glass topper for it, but if you look, it's not hand blown in there or anything, and the lip is a lot thicker on here than this one. It's more when it was shaped in the mold, and they went to that one, I would say around this bottling here. So that's closer to what they kind of did. The lip and everything is still a little bit thicker, but I think that's the bottle that it kind of a little bit closer represents, is that one. Obviously this one's a lot bluer in glass color, but so yeah, so they, cool little thing they did, you know, pay tribute to the old school bottle. So let me get that back up there. It's a pretty cool picture. All right, so those are the current offerings minus the 5-year and 10-year, which at retail you're looking for $400 for probably for the 5-year, and probably $500, I think, for the 10-year, if I remember right, in this area. Give or take $100 on either way for those, and you can get those. So, all right, those are that. We'll look at the two special ones that I have. The ones that have the cool looking corks in them and everything. They're the limited edition ones. We'll check those out here in just a second. All right, we got the two limited edition ones from Damon Yearman and John Varavotos, however you want to say that. So let's start with the first one that came out. But these both are Anejo Tequilas. They had special stoppers that came with them, so you could take out the cork and put these in its place. And let's take a look. All right, this is the first one. It's hard to read the gold, but it's Patron John Varavatos limited edition JV, and then there's the Patron B. Here is the side of the box with all the stuff. This is the box limited edition Varavotos bottle stopper. Available only during this holiday season. It was conceived exclusive for Patron Anejo by the award-winning fashion designer John Varavotos. Like Patron Tequilas, This collector's item is crafted with a meticulous commitment to quality, while its solid metal guitar head with gold accents reflects Varavoto's rugged luxury style and lifelong interest in rock and roll. Then there's a quote from him. As a fan of Patron Tequila for many years, I thought we'd lend a little rock and roll attitude to the brand, Varavoto states. I hope you enjoy this limited edition stopper for many years to come. In honor of his partnership, Patron and John Varavotos had made a donation to the charity important to Varavotos and his family. Well, that's cool. Good. I'm glad they helped out with that. And then here on the back of the box is a picture of how it will look when you use it. And I'm going to assume that's John in the background here. We'll just say it is. And then that's the special bottling. And then on here, you have the tequila 100% de agave. So it's the big printed version of the label. What I find interesting, though, on this is kind of funny. If you, oops, it just disappears in it. Look at the embellishment here. Like we were talking about. I'm not going to be in the way. This one right here, remember? That's the one that's on the labels, right? And then remember this one up here. Remember this one here? Does it look familiar? Look at that. That's the original Patron Siete Legos bottle when Siete Legos made the Patron. So it's funny that it shows up. It's right here on the bottle, sorry. That's pretty funny. I thought they ditched it once they got the B, but they brought it back. There it is. It came back. All right, so now you can open your box, your limited edition box. Inside you have a flat or a glossy black against flat black lettering, Patron, John Varavotos, limited edition JV. And on this one, you do have the stopper. Let's see, it's been a long time since I take this baby out. It does have some weight to it. You can see it's a Patron B. It's a 6-string, so it looked like that. On the back, as part of the embellishment. And Patron, John Varavotos limited edition. Really cool stopper, though. That is awesome. That would look good in there. Maybe someday we'll put it on there. Let's take this bottle out. What number are we sitting at on this one? So when this came out, geez, is that a 7 or a 9? I can't tell. We'll go with 7 million or 9. We'll say 7 million. So this was a 7 millionaire. Then you got the nice thing, basically the process that they make it. Let's see if I can get that a little bit closer for everyone to read. If you want to pause the video, you can read all this. It'll take too long for me to do. So there's that. It's pretty cool. Let's put the bottle back in there. And then the stopper. All right. So that's the first one that came out around the holidays. The next one that came out was this one. It's a little fancier. Again, we have the Patron. David Yurman was this one. I did this one. Let's go about the same way. This one has the same writing on it right there. See, the bottle on this... I can barely read it. The bottle of Patron Anejo in this box is sealed with a limited edition David Yurman Dagger bottle stopper. It was crafted exclusively for Patron by Evan Yurman, design director for David Yurman's men's collection, and is only available this holiday season. So these are 2 holiday boxes. I remember buying them around the holidays too, a couple of years apart, I think. As with every jewelry, ceremonial ornate daggers represent the highest artistic and technical ability of the artisans that craft them. This parallel has extended throughout time and across culture, and is a major inspiration for David Yurman's distinctive collections. And then it says, Patron's collaboration with David Yurman's emerged from a shared commitment to meticulous craftsmanship and masculine elegance. That vision is unmistakable in this stopper's unique design. Like Patron Anejo, it is bold, intricate, and truly distinct. So that's what there. On the back, there's a cool picture of Evan Yurman, or David Yurman. Did they just say Evan on this one? They did. Right there on the top. It was crafted exclusively for Patron by Evan Yurman. I wonder if that's his middle name. Because it clearly says David Yurman right there. Okay, we're going to assume... let's not assume anything. Anyway, so there it is in the bottle. Dagger handle. Looks really cool. Anejo Patron. He has his drink on the rocks. Oh, I guess John Varvatos had his on the rocks as well. So, and then we keep going over here. Has the Patron label again. Has the embellishments on it. And then this one opens up pretty cool. It's a bigger box. 2 doors to open up on this one. On the left side, you got Patron David Yurman limited edition. On this side, you have kind of the design of the handle. Sorry, the design that's on the dagger on the handle there. And there you go. You have the Anejo. You get the black tag. I'll show that in a minute. Let's look at the dagger though. Still, wow, that's really substantially weighted. And you can see it's a really cool dagger handle. It's got that gold accent that goes up and down. Has a rubber stopper to help with your what am I trying to say? I don't know where it'll evaporate. Thank you. It took me forever. And if you look right here, it's hard to see, but the Patron B is in the handle. So that's a pretty cool little touch right there. And yeah, you might be able to ward off something with it. Yeah. Attach a blade to it. But that's a really cool, really heavy. I like it. And then the bottle of Patron in this one. You can see the keep it fresh stuff. On this bottle of Patron, we are at 9 million. So I wonder, I bet that was 7 million because a year apart, they probably did a couple million bottles. So this is 9,639,013. I think PSM was the same one to do it. Same Anejo looking thing. Label on the back, Patron embossed on the back. And let me get the up here, see if we can freeze frame that. Let's see. So it tells about the cooking of it again, and then the collaboration they did with David. This limited edition David Yurman bottle stopper was created exclusive Patron by Evan Yurman. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so there's that. So yeah, so this is 9 million bottles of Patron when this came out. And I can't remember, this has been a while since this thing came out too. So that is the last of the Patron special bottles that I have. So thanks for, wow, that's really cockeyed on that table. There we go. Not even close. Oh, that's better. So those are the 2 holiday edition ones that they had out at the time. I haven't seen them since, or they didn't make it to my area. If you have more of these editions, let me know. I'd love to find out if they made more of these going forward. And I just didn't see them, but I tried to grab them when I did. And they weren't that much more than the regular Anejo price. So $50, 40, well, depending, 50 to 60 bucks, depending on where you were. So, yeah, so these are really cool. So those are the special editions. Thank you guys. Salud. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for staying through part 2. I appreciate it. So that is all of these Patron bottles. If you have any questions on them, please put them on this episode. So you can go back and watch the first episode of the bottles. If you have any questions on the second part of any of the bottles you saw in this episode, please put them in the comments. If you have anything to add to the conversation, if you have any new information, I really would appreciate you reaching out and letting me know. And always, if you have pictures of any of these that I don't have, if it's like, hey, my bottle's different, my label's different, please put it in there. That way we can kind of have a running record of the Patron bottles over their lifespan and the history that they had. So it's pretty unique bottle in the tequila lore, if you will, because it's really recognizable. The tequila is not a bad tequila at all. We'll start getting into all these going forward, so we'll be tasting all these tequilas, and some of the special ones that we have too, the estate ones, the sherry cask, stuff like that they have, and the Roca, Patron Roca, which I don't have on the table because it doesn't belong with these bottles. It's a different bottle shape and everything, so, and that's why some of the other ones aren't on here too. We were just covering this style of bottle, the main line of Patron. Alright, so that is it. Thank you very much for sticking around on these 2 episodes. I know they're super long. Probably could have broke it down in 3, but I only did 2. So, take your time, watch them whenever you get a chance. Freeze frame them. If you see any details or anything like that, it's pretty cool to watch them back. So, until next time, salud.